Ballad is a brand new movie that's hitting theaters this Friday from Lionsgate. The film's directed and co-written by John Carney, who has brought us 2006's Once and 2016's Sing Street. The film stars Paul Rudd as Rick. He is someone who lives in Ireland with his wife and his daughter, and he is the frontman of a wedding band. And one day, as they're performing at a wedding, Danny Wilson, played by Nick Jonas, is there. He is a fading pop star who is coming out of a boy band and struggling becoming a top solo artist. And that night, Rick and Danny bond over music. And towards the end of their meetup, Rick begins to share the one song he's wanted to turn into a song his entire life. He knows the chorus for it, but can't really pull the song together. 6 months after this, Rick and Danny don't speak to each other, but Danny turns that chorus into his biggest song of all time, making Danny a huge pop star, while Rick is wondering why he did not get any credit for Danny's #1 song. Also in the film is Jack Reiner as Danny's agent, and Peter McDonald as Sandy, Rick's best friend, his confidant in every way. The film's an hour and 38 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Sinneberg. Today we're talking Lionsgate's Power Ballad. Got a chance to see it early at a press screening, so very thankful for that invitation. And I'm very excited to talk about this movie because I am definitely a big fan of Power Ballad. I was excited for this movie. Basically, even though I like Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas, really here for John Carney, who is such an underrated filmmaker because a lot of people, I think, believe this, but Sing Street is one of the best movies of 2016, if not of the last 10 years. It is such an excellent film. And every time I hear someone who's never heard of it or never seen it, I always try to recommend Sing Street to them. And that's why I was excited for this film. And this movie really does deliver. Very similar to a lot of Carney's previous works, it's not this unbelievable, fresh, original story. This movie has a very simple story. Regular guy struggling with his wedding gig, meets a pop star, shares the song. The pop star takes the song, makes it a big deal. Obviously, the guy who should have credit for the song isn't getting credit, so he's very mad about it while Danny's trying to move on with his life, the pop star. You've seen that plotline or heard of that plot line a lot of times, if not just in music, but in a lot of different spaces or different careers. Someone wants credit for what they did. The much more famous person doesn't give the regular person credit. There's the controversy, right? But what this film has is so much heart. What I just said, how simple the plot is, that sure is definitely there. It's a very simple plot line that's easy to follow. But what makes this really special, this film, is the heart. And I was kind of blown away how emotional I was towards the third act of this movie. It is extremely emotionally satisfying, especially the last 30 to 40 minutes of the film, because it's really people chasing art. Both Rick and Danny are lost people, even though one person is living the quote unquote struggling regular life while the other person's living in a mansion and is a pop star. They're both struggling for who they truly are. Danny is very lost, played by Nick Jonas, lost of his identity, doesn't know if he's truly has it in him to become a huge pop star or if he's just going to be relegated his whole career to the guy coming out of a boy band. And Rick also feels like he's missed his whole life by staying in Ireland with his wife and his daughter instead of pursuing his career. And did he make the right choice? And there's a lot of complexities to both characters, and that's what makes their dynamic in the first act really compelling. And when they have to split off and do their own thing for the remainder of the movie, it makes each of them very compelling characters in their own world, because one guy's in LA and one guy is in Ireland. The cast here is really strong, as I was saying earlier. Paul Rudd is excellent in this movie. He is really charming, has to sing also in a lot of scenes, believably, not for comedy purposes. He does a really good job with the singing. And you just feel the desperation this character is under the moment he realizes his chorus has now become the #1 song in the world. And he's back home in Ireland getting no credit, no money, no nothing out of it. Nick Jonas is another guy who I really liked in the 2 Jumanji movies. He also popped up in a cameo in a Prime Video movie I watched last year, thought he was good. He's also good. Now, he's not playing too far off base. You can see a lot of the similarities between what the character is coming out of a boy band, trying to become a pop star. That's exactly what happened to Nick Jonas. And not a lot of people took him seriously after he left the Jonas Brothers and then made a couple singles. And now he's very believable as a single, as a solo artist. But you can see he's very much fitting the typecast, but he also has to deliver a lot of emotional scenes in the last 40 minutes of the movie. And he also really delivers. The music, which is also co-written by the director, John Carney, is terrific. The one main song of the movie, if I've had a, I forget actually the name of the title of the song, but it is fantastic. Easily going to be, I think, could be nominated at the Oscars. It's that good of a song. The main song of the movie. It's played a lot throughout the film, so it could annoy people. It never annoyed me. It really is a great piece of music. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it's emotional, and this movie just has so much heart that I think will leave an impact on people. Now, for me, my biggest issue is the second act of the movie because it feels like cliche after cliche scene after cliche scene where guy isn't happy, calls the agent. Pop star blows him off, Rick wants to keep calling. It's very much rinse and repeat the same scene over and over again until Rick has to make a decision on how he's actually going to get the situation solved. There's like a 20 to 30 minute bit in the middle where I was kind of like, feels like the same scene I'm watching over and over again. It kind of is a bit boring for me. But once we get to, let's just say Los Angeles, I'll just say that. That's when the movie I think really picks up again. But I think there's a big middle portion where the movie didn't know how to sustain its energy from the end of the first act to the beginning of the third act. I do think it drags in the middle, but I'm definitely a big fan of this movie. It's a simple story. It's not this most unbelievable story, but I think it's a story that will leave an impact on viewers. Really surprised by how much I liked Power Ballad. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going 83% for this new movie. What are your guys' thoughts on Power Ballad? Let me know down in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon.